Alright, so here's where I left off. So I had been spraying this a little bit, but I ran out of carb cleaner. So carb cleaner is about $5.50. It's pretty inexpensive, but you go through it fairly fast. So for one bike, you'll probably go through one can. I went and bought some Kim Dip. I didn't realize it was quite so expensive. It was $30 for the Kim Dip, but I bought it anyway because I've got about 7 carburetors that I need to redo, and it's worth it in this case. So stuff like this that doesn't have plastics or rubbers, I'll throw in there and just let sit. You can still do stuff like this; it'll go, but I don't like to do it too long if I throw the whole thing in. And I may now with this just because it's all so jacked up. It'll get some of the plastics cleaned and some of the residue and shit off there. The Kim Dip's nice too because it gets all the holes. So anyway, this is the main jet, which I will pull once I clean the crud out of that standard slot. And these are the holes on the jet needle. This receives the needle jet, which is this guy. That's the needle jet, and this is the jet needle. And it receives that, and it controls, see it wedges tight. Sorry, I'm trying to film and talk at the same time. It wedges tight, and that seals it so that fuel doesn't come through. And then you have a couple of screws in here, like that one right there. That is the air fuel mixture screw. That will come out. I think that, no, that's the pilot jet, excuse me. That'll come out. The air fuel mixture screw is right there. And anyway, so that we'll pull that too. But see how it's got a spring on it? That's a dead giveaway that that is set to a certain amount of turns out. So whenever you do something on a carburetor, anything internal like this, you're fine. Just pull it clockwise out and it just goes in tight. But something like that, turn it half turns all the way until it sets and count that. So if this one's probably 1.5, that's pretty common for a carburetor, is 1.5 to 2.5 turns out. So turn it in and count a half, 1, a half, 2, and then stop, or 1 3/4 or whatever, and then take it out, and then you can clean it. But always, if it's got a spring on it, count them as you turn them in before you pull it out. That way you can set it back in the original position. Again, things internal like this, no big deal. That little guy with the spline on it, that's one I don't know if it's spring loaded or not. So something like that, I will count and try to turn it clockwise, tighten it first. And if it's nothing, just pull it out and clean it and put it back. Okay, I'm going to pause it and put my stuff in a Kim Dip, and then I will restart.